Stronghold, a set that put us in the front seat for the wild ride on the Weatherlight. Only Magic's 13th expansion, it would build on the original mechanics and themes from Tempest while introducing a few twists on existing ideas. Wild new designs would come into play, and with some getting banned for many years in Eternal formats, and for the first time since Alpha, Magic players would get something they never thought they'd see again: a Mox. Vollrath Stronghold is the seat of power for the Evancar of Wrath. Located inside a volcano and suspended above the City of Traitors, it could only be reached by a treacherous route through the Furnace of Wrath, then the Death Pits of Wrath, and later Vollrath's Gardens. This set tells the tale of a rescue party featuring Gerard Capuchin, Krovax, Stark, and Miri venturing inside the fortress and fighting to free their friends inside. This includes crossing the ensnaring bridge that tried to keep them out, crossing the bottomless pit and succeeding in freeing Karn and Tangarth from the torture chamber. Inside the stronghold, they stumble upon the invasion plans of Vollrath. Using the flowstone that the Forge creates, they can invade Dominaria by shaping the artificial world of Wrath to look just like it. Later, they enter the Dream Halls, where the Dark Angel Selenia attacks Krovax. Once the protector of Krovax's family on Dominaria, Selenia is now corrupted by Vollrath. The attack provokes Miri to strike and defend, leaving her with what could be a fatal wound. Krovax then attacks, landing the death stroke necessary to kill the Dark Angel. Doing so, however, forever changed him into the vampire Krovax the Cursed. With conviction, Tangarth carries Miri, while Karn and Krovax make their way back to the skyship Weatherlight. Karn also sifts through some rubble to find a piece of the legacy weapon along the way. Stark and Gerard continue the search for Stark's daughter Takara and Sisay. While in the Dream Halls, Vollrath appears. It's then that Gerard suddenly realizes his long-lost stepbrother Vuel is Vollrath. Departing through a planar portal, subjected to Phyrexian modification, his brother had become the Evancar of Wrath. Enraged, Gerard lashes out, but the illusion disappears only to show Sisay being pulled by the reins of power. Meanwhile, Stark's daughter Takara, also under the control of Vollrath, attacks her father in the heat of battle. "Takara, it's me!" he shouted, but she obeyed Vollrath and blinded him in one stroke of her sword across his face. Gerard subdues both Sisay and Takara, but the damage was done. A bandage was used on Stark when suddenly Vollrath appeared again, this time up for a fight. Gerard slays him, only to find out it was Vollrath's shapeshifter, and not Vollrath at all. While that was the story of the set, the cards included in Stronghold would affect Magic forever. The set consisted of 143 cards and added no new keywords beyond those that debuted in Tempest. Mox Diamond is the winner of the set, the most expensive card, and yes, on the reserved list. A new Mox was unprecedented and caused an incredible amount of excitement. It's also famous for being one of the very few reserved list cards reprinted in foil form via From the Vault relics. The list, of course, was updated later to say it will never repeat the foil workaround after Phyrexian Negator starred in dual decks Phyrexia vs. the Coalition. Sliver Queen was, and remains, an indelible part of the set, the crown jewel of any Sliver player's deck and likely collection. Of course, the namesake of the set, Vollrath Stronghold, is an incredibly powerful land and is a staple in casual and cube formats. It was the second in a mega cycle of Weatherlight Saga location cards. The previous one to Vollrath Stronghold was Teferi's Isle in Mirage, and we won't see another one until Urza's Destiny in the form of Yavimaya Hollow. Dream Halls was banned in the standard format in March 1999, and in extended and legacy formats in September 1999. It was restricted in Vintage the very same month. A card that proved yet again that mana costs matter, and it didn't take many releases after Stronghold to break it in half. Burgeoning, despite not being on the reserve list, still commands a very hefty price tag, despite having reprints in Conspiracy Take the Crown and Commander 2016. One of the biggest casual cards ever, Grave Pact debuted in Stronghold. Printed no less than 7 times as of this recording, it will always be a sought-after and valuable addition to Magic. Another constructed staple that debuted in Stronghold was Mana Leak. Not seen as too disruptive at the time, it was infamously reprinted in Magic 2011 and then reprinted in Magic 2012, allowing the mono-blue Delver of Secrets deck to rule over Standard for months at a time. A cube staple, Wall of Blossoms got its start in Stronghold, a useful and powerful creature that was later mirrored via the Wall of Omens in Rise of the Eldrazi, but it was part of a cycle in the set, with Walls of Essence, Tears, Souls, Razors, and Blossoms, but I think we know which one won out. You can't leave Stronghold and not discuss Hermit Druid, one of the most incredible creatures to ever grace a Magic card. It turns out when you don't have any basic lands in your deck, you just dump the whole thing, and there's no end of combos that worked well with it. Hermit Druid was banned and extended in December 2003 and banned in Legacy in September 2004. You're free to run as many as you want in Vintage, however, and especially Commander, where it's all sorts of fun. Lastly, a set of multicolor slivers, all ally pairs, were showcased in the set. Most famously, this included Crystalline Sliver, who was a key card in many competitive sliver decks over the years. And that was Stronghold, a set that built on themes and also gave us some of Magic's most memorable cards. But the Weatherlight crew isn't finished, and neither is the Rath Cycle. Incredible combo pieces were coming down the pike just as the Weatherlight crew were looking for a way out, now that they've rescued their friends and needed escape, or what some would call an exodus. Thanks for watching.